reported 1.0 hemorrhage. Is how many values that is actually tulad ng RH and other IgG. Bakit? Ang ABO-HDF, we add plus 1 vial to our final answer. Okay? So, ito, I just want to emphasize, ang ABO-HDF, ang ABO can cause hemolytic disease of the fetus and the newborn. Okay? The ABO can cause hemolytic disease of the fetus and the newborn, but ito po ay mild lang ito. Okay? Hindi po siya severe katulad ng RH and other IgG. Bakit? Ang ABO-HDFN occurs in the mother that is type O and the child is either AB or AB. Remember, ABO antibodies are IgM, so it cannot pass through the placenta. Merong IgG that is anti-AB. Remember, the A and the B antigens are not yet fully developed at birth. Hence, they are not associated with with severe hemolytic disease of the fetus and the newborn. So, on this particular table, makikita nyo the difference between the ABO and the RH. Okay? So, okay, in this particular session, we will be talking about the other blood groups. Dito guys, pagdating sa other blood groups, we will just be pointing out those important information that is actually associated to the particular blood group. So take note, ulitin ko, I will be such as the DNA studies, family studies, identification of the blood group system, the collection or the low incidence antigen. O, di ba? Paano mo nalaman na low incidence? It starts with 700. Okay? Prevalence antigen. 901 series if we are referring to the high prevalence antigen. Okay, so low incidence 700, high incidence series 901. So this is an example of a blood group collection. So I repeat, this is an example of a blood group collection. So as you can see, meron po tayong 205, 207, 208. As long as it starts with 200, then that is a blood group collection. Next example of a low incidence antigen. O, di ba? Paano mo nalaman na low incidence? It starts with 700. Okay, so low incidence antigen starts with 700. Whereas high incidence series antigen starts with 901. Okay? So 901, the low incidence series. Okay? So first, let's talk about the first other blood groups to be discussed. We have here the Lewis. Always remember, the Lewis, these are not intrinsic to the red cell. Okay? The Lewis, this is not intrinsic to the red cell bucket. The Lewis are actually synthesized by the tissue. Okay? The Lewis is not intrinsic to the red cell because the Lewis, these are actually synthesized by the tissue. Okay? So the Lewis, I repeat, this is not intrinsic to the red cell. This was synthesized by the tissue. So paano siya napunta sa red cell? It was actually absorbed. So the Lewis antigens are found inside the red cell, are found on the red cell. Excuse lang, guys, excuse. So we have here, as what I have mentioned, the Lewis antigen, this is not intrinsic to the red cell. This is actually synthesized by the tissue. And paano, sir? Paano siya napunta sa sa red cell si Lewis? Assuming that it is synthesized by the tissue. Well, it was adsorbed. So adsorption is the attachment of the antigen to the red cell. Kaya in some references, Lewis antigen is referred to as your plasma antigen. So I repeat, Lewis antigen is referred to as your plasma antigen because this is an antigen that is actually found in the plasma. Paano siya napunta sa red cell? It was adsorbed. So I repeat, paano siya napunta sa red cell? It was actually adsorbed. There are two Lewis antigens. We have the Lewis A and we have the Lewis B. Okay, and the Lewis gene is actually coded by chromosome number 19. Okay, LE gene codes for the production of fucosyl transferase enzyme. So I repeat, the LE gene codes for the production of the fucosyl transferase enzyme. Okay? So generally speaking, for Lewis A to be produced, okay, what is required is actually the LE gene only. So I repeat, for Lewis A to be produced, okay, for Lewis A to be produced, ano lang ang kailangan mo? Ang kailangan mo lang is only the LE gene. But for Lewis B to be produced, this requires three genes. The LE, the SE, and the capital H gene. Kaya dito makikita nyo guys, Lewis A is found in non-secretor kasi hindi po kailangan si SE gene. Whereas si Lewis B, this is found in secretor. So Lewis A is found among non-secretor, whereas Lewis B, this is found among secretor. Okay? So the Lewis A negative, B negative phenotype, remember, when you see this one, this refers to the phenotype. And this individual lacks both the Lewis A and the Lewis B. Okay? So Lewis A negative, B negative means the individual lacks both the A and the Lewis A and the Lewis B antigen. And this is found in cord blood, cancer, and pregnant women. Whereas the Lewis A positive B negative, this is an individual that has the Lewis A but lacks the Lewis B. And as what I have mentioned, this is found in non-secretors. Whereas Lewis A negative B positive, ang meron lang is the Lewis B. This is found among the secretor. Okay, found among rather secretor. Okay, so found in secretor si Lewis B, Lewis A found in non-secretor. Now let's talk about the antibodies. Okay, the Lewis antibodies are said to be naturally occurring among individuals that lacks the Lewis A and the Lewis B. So they are usually naturally occurring, I repeat, in individual that lacks the Lewis A and the Lewis B. Generally speaking, they are IgM. And take note, Lewis antibodies are actually insignificant because these are neutralizable by the plasma. So I repeat, Lewis antibodies are insignificant. Why? Because these are said to be antibodies that can be neutralized by the plasma. Sir, bakit sila nanoneutralize ng plasma? Because remember, the antigens are found among what? the antigens, these are found among the plasma. Hence, the plasma can neutralize the Lewis antibodies. Okay? The most common antibody to be detected is we have here your anti-Lewis A. This is the most common Lewis antibodies to be detected in the, okay, common antibody to be detected among the Lewis antibodies. Meron din tayong anti-Lewis B. O pagdating sa Lewis B, we have the anti-Lewis B H that reacts best when both the LEB and H antigens are present. We have the anti-Lewis BL that recognizes any antigen regardless of the ABO type. Okay? Kindly take note, the Lewis AB is associated with the receptor of Helicobacter pylori. So this is said to be a receptor for Helicobacter pylori. Okay? And the Norwalk virus. Remember, Helicobacter pylori is an agent of what? Helicobacter pylori, take note, is an agent of ulcer. Norwalk virus is an agent of gastroenteritis among what? Gastroenteritis among adult. Okay? Lewis X is a marker for the Reed-Sternberg cell. And remember, pag sinabi po nating Reed-Sternberg cell, this is the cell with the owl's eye appearance. Okay? So the Reed-Sternberg cell, I repeat, this is your cell with the owl's eye appearance seen in Hodgkin's lymphomas. I repeat, this is seen in a cell with an individual with Hodgkin's lymphoma, and the Reed-Sternberg cell is a cell with an owl's eye appearance. Okay? Absence of the Lewis A and B antigen is associated with increased renal graft and heart disease. So associated with increased renal graft and heart disease, increased susceptibility to infectious by Candida and uropathogenic E. coli, and so on. Okay? Next, we have here the P blood group. Next, we have here the P blood group. Pag sinabi po nating P blood group, this is actually a collection of several blood groups related to the P. So I repeat, so P blood group is actually a collection of the several, okay, so this is a collection of the several blood groups associated to the what? Associated to the P. So first, we have here the P1PK. So the P1PK, this is ISBT003. So P1PK is ISBT003, and the antigen associated with the P1PK is the P1, the PK, and the NOR antigen. Okay? We have here the globocyte. Pagdating sa globocyte, this is ISBT028. Okay, so sa globocyte, I repeat, this is ISBT028. And the antigen associated with this one is the P and the PX2. Okay? And we have the globocyte collection here. This is actually what? So, globocyte collection. Take note, 209 po yun. Ibig sabihin, this belongs to the globocyte. Okay? The antigen associated with this one is the LKE or the Luke antigen. Okay? So, the LKE associated with the Luke. Okay? The antigen associated with this one is the LKE or the Luke antigen. Okay, so the LKE associated with the Luke antigen. Okay? So collectively, ang tawag po dito sa tatlo, this is referred to as your P blood group. Okay, so collectively, I repeat, this is your P blood group. So itong P blood group, take note, both the P1 and the P2 are the most common phenotype. So P1 and the P2, these are said to be the most common phenotype. So P1 and the P2, I repeat, this is considered as the most common phenotype. Okay? And the P1 antigen, these are said to be this. Okay, so the anti-P1, these are said to be naturally occurring. So the anti-P1, I repeat, these are said to be naturally occurring among P1 negative individual. And anti-P1, kindly take note, this is an IgM antibody. Okay? This anti-P1 is an IgM antibody, and this is found among what? Patient with Echinococcus granulosus infection and fascioliasis. Okay? So dito guys, kindly take note, um, okay? So the Echinococcus granulosus and fasciola infection, kindly take note, these are actually with P1 like antigens. Okay? So these are individuals with the P1 like antigen, the Echinococcus granulosus and the uh, fasciola. So kaya pag ikaw ma-infect nito, usually pag ikaw ma-infect, you will be having what? There will be formation of the anti-P1 with P1-like antigens. Okay? So these are individuals with the P1-like antigen, the Echinococcus granulosus, and the uh, fasciola. So kaya pag ikaw ma-infect nito, usually pag ikaw ma-infect, you will be having what? There will be formation of the anti-P1 antibody. Okay? Okay, another antibody associated with what? Another antibody associated with the P blood group is the anti-PP1PK. Anti-PP1PK was formerly known as your This is formerly known as your anti-TJA. So anti-PP1PK, I repeat, this was formerly known as your anti-TJA. And this was first described in the serum of Mrs. J with adenocarcinoma. So I repeat, this was first described to an individual Mrs. J with adenocarcinoma. Okay? So TJA, that's actually the former name of this antibody. And this antibody is associated with spontaneous abortion. Okay? So take note, this antibody is associated with spontaneous abortion. Okay? So increased incidence of spontaneous abortion. Okay? And this could be an IgG or IgM antibody. So I repeat, this could be an IgG or an IgM antibody. Okay? Also, we have here the allo anti-P. So kanina, spontaneous abortion, si anti-PP1PK. Ito naman, allo anti-P associated with habitual early abortion. So this is associated with habitual early abortion. And the auto anti-P, o syempre kung merong alo, meron pong auto. 'Di ba? Alo anti-P, auto anti-P. Ang auto anti-P, this is your well-known Donat-Landsteiner antibody. I repeat, this auto anti-P here, this is your well-known Donat-Landsteiner antibody. And this is an antibody associated to the what? This is an antibody associated to paroxysmal cold hemoglobinuria. Okay? So, tinawag to biphasic hemolysin. So, I repeat, this is called biphasic hemolysin because this is an antibody that can react both at warm and cold temperature. So, I repeat, biphasic hemolysin po ito because this is an antibody, I repeat, that can react both at warm and cold temperature. Okay? So, this is an antibody that can react both at warm and cold temperature. Okay? So, this is an antibody that can react both at warm and cold temperature. So, paanong reaction po ito, sir? At cold temperature, it will bind to the red cell. But once the temperature becomes warm, it will, okay? It will, what? Once the temperature becomes warm, it will lyse the red cell. So, take note, at cold temperature, it will bind to the red cell. But once the temperature becomes warm, it will lyse the red cell. O, sabi ng professor ko dito dati, pag malamig kakapit, pag uminit, puputok. Okay? So, pag malamig kakapit, pag uminit, puputok. Okay? So, again, auto anti-P is referred to as your Donat-Landsteiner antibody. So, the test to detect the Donat-Landsteiner antibody is referred to as your Donat-Landsteiner antibody test. So, that is referred to as your Donat-Landsteiner antibody test. That is the antibody associated with the test associated with the Donat-Landsteiner antibody. Okay? So, dito guys, you will be using two tubes. Tube 1 will be incubated cold muna. Remember, ano mangyayari dito? Pagdating sa cold temperature, okay, pagdating sa cold temperature, the red cells, the antibody will bind to the red cell. But once the temperature becomes warm, it will lyse the red cell. So, paano mo nalaman na mayroong presence of the Donat-Landsteiner antibody? So, makikita mo guys na merong Donat-Landsteiner antibody if kung pagdating dito guys, okay, sa tube 2, there is hemolysis. Yung tube 1, that acts as your control. Okay, yung tube 1, I repeat, that acts as your control. Ibig sabihin, wala pong ano, okay? wala pong nangyaring masama nung sa 37 degrees Celsius lang. Okay? So this is your Donat-Landsteiner antibody characteristic seen in patient with paroxysmal cold hemoglobinuria. Next, another antigen associated to the P blood group is we have here the Luc antigen. This is phenotypically related to the P blood group. According to Henry's, this is a marker for what? According to Henry's, this is a marker for embryonic and mesenchymal stem cells. So this is a marker, I repeat, for embryonic and mesenchymal stem cells. Okay? Yan ay sabi ni Henry's. Itong Luc antigen na ito. This is association of the P blood group. The P system serve as a receptor for the fimbriated uropathogenic E. coli. So, serves as the receptor for the fimbriated uropathogenic E. coli. The P antigen serves as a receptor for the parvovirus B19. Remember, the parvovirus B19, this is the agent of the fifth disease. Okay? So, parvovirus B19, o pagdating sa micro, this is the agent of the fifth disease. Okay? Fifth disease because remember, this is the number 5 cause of rashes among children. So, fifth disease because this is the number 5 cause. Okay? Number 5 cause of rashes among children. Okay? Kaya tinawag na fifth disease. Okay, the PK antigen is a receptor for the Shiga toxin and enterohemorrhagic Escherichia coli. So I repeat, this is the receptor for the Shiga toxin and enterohemorrhagic E. coli, and this provides some protection. Somewhat, this provides a protection. Okay, uh, somewhat a protection for the um, against HIV infection. Okay, and this is said to be a marker for apoptosis. This is said to be a marker for apoptosis. Okay, Okay? Next, let's talk about the I. So let's talk about the I system. Okay, so I means individuality. And kindly take note, okay, there is a normal transition from small I to capital I. So I repeat, kindly take note that there is a normal transition, small I to capital I. Ano bang pinagkaiba dito? Ang small I is linear. Okay, so ulitin ko guys ha. The small I here is linear. Whereas the capital I, okay, so the small I is linear, the capital I, it is actually branching. So I repeat, the capital I, it is actually branching. So small I is linear, whereas the capital I, it is branching. So normal transition, nung pinanganak tayo, we have the small I antigen. Okay? So nung pinanganak tayo, we have the small I antigen, and as we grow older, that small I will develop to become the capital I. So, nung una, linear. So, habang lumalaki tayo, that small I will develop to become the big I antigen. Okay? So, yung small I, magiging big I antigen po yan. Okay? So, the capital I is 027,001, 027,001. So, ibig sabihin, this is a blood group system. Whereas the small I is 207,002. So, ibig sabihin po nito, kung 207,002, the small I belongs to the, what? It belongs to the blood group collection. Okay? So, this, I repeat, belongs to the blood group collection kasi it starts with 200. And kindly take note, this is a high prevalence antigen. So, ibig sabihin ng high prevalence, this is a public antigen. So, I repeat, this is a public antigen. And almost all individual, they have the capital I antigen. Okay? So, kindly take note, small I is linear, big I is branching. Nung pinanganak tayo, we have the small I antigen. And as we grow older, that small I develops to become a big I antigen. So, the antibodies, The anti-capital I is associated with the cold hemagglutinin disease. So it belongs to the blood group collection. Okay? So this I capital I is 027,001, 027,001. So ibig sabihin this is a blood group system. Whereas the small I is 207,002. So, ibig sabihin po nito, kung 207,002, the small I belongs to the, what? It belongs to the blood group collection. Okay? So, this, I repeat, belongs to the blood group collection kasi it starts with 200. And kindly take note, this is a high prevalence antigen. So, ibig sabihin ng high prevalence, this is a public antigen. So, I repeat, this is a public antigen. And almost all individual, they have the capital I antigen. Okay? So, kindly take note, small I is linear, big I is branching. Nung pinanganak tayo, we have the small I antigen. And as we grow older, that small I develops to become a big I antigen. So, the antibodies, The anti-capital I is associated with the cold hemagglutinin disease. So the anti-capital I is associated with the cold hemagglutinin disease. So remember, pag sinabi po natin cold hemagglutinin disease, it is associated to Mycoplasma pneumoniae infection. So cold hemagglutinin disease, it is associated with Mycoplasma pneumoniae infection. And this is actually characterized by the presence, o syempre, of the characterized of the presence of the cold agglutinin. So remember, pag sinabi po natin cold agglutinin, that is actually an antibody that causes agglutination at cold temperature. Okay? It is an antibody that causes agglutination at cold temperature. Okay? So agglutination at cold temperature. Ngayon, ilagay mo yan sa 1 temperature, mawawala po yung agglutination. Okay? Whereas the anti-small I is associated with IM, infectious mononucleosis, remember? Yung infectious mononucleosis, this is actually caused by the Epstein-Barr virus. Okay, so Epstein-Barr virus. Other sources of the capital I and small I antigen? Well, aside from the plasma serum, the I and small I antigen can also be present in the saliva. They can be present in the human milk, amniotic fluid, ovarian cyst fluid, and others. Okay? Also, increase of the small I antigen. Dito guys I'm referring to the small I antigen. So, increased levels of the small I antigen. Okay? So, increased levels of the small I antigen will result with this leukemia or anemia. Okay? All of these are associated with increased levels of the small I antigen. Next, another blood group is we have here the MNS.